Here's how I made this leather SpongeBob bag in my tiny New York apartment. First, I got out my cut mat and selected my leather. I'm using the Tandy Craftsman 4 to 6 ounce half hide cut. I take my template that I traced off my computer and begin outlining the shape on the leather. Now that it's outlined, it's time to cut. With the cutout body, I use some string to roughly measure how long I need to cut the side panel. I use that measurement to cut a straight edge that I can use with my strap cutter. Once the strap is cut, I mark out where the zipper is going to go. I draw lines to cut along so there's a channel for the zipper. I then use my square to cut out the channel. Won't be needing that anymore. I cut out another piece that will sandwich the zipper and provide support. Oh, thank you. While you all weren't looking, I cut out the pieces for the hands, feet, sleeves, and pant legs. Then I used my template to transfer all the detail to the leather with a pencil. This leaves a light impression that I can reference in the next step, carving. To begin carving, you have to get the leather wet enough to be toolable but not soaking. This tool is called a swivel knife, and it cuts the details into the leather. The body can turn or swivel, so as your index finger applies pressure on the top, your thumb and middle finger rotate the body, allowing you to cut tight shapes. For the next step in the tooling, we will need a stone. This provides a solid surface as we use a mallet. This tool is called a beveler, and you pass it along all the lines you cut while hitting it with a mallet. This will give the piece some dimension. The next step is to begin punching holes for stitching. I'm using a 1/4 inch punch and a press I built myself. Here's what everything looks like with the holes punched. To get rid of all the rough edges, I can use an edge beveler. It cuts these little strips and makes a huge mess. Now that all the holes are punched, the edges are beveled, and the leather is perfectly dry, I can move on to dyeing. I'm using Phoebe's medium brown because I wanted this to look like a sophisticated briefcase. I'm using a wool dower to apply the dye as evenly as I can. I make sure to get the fronts, backs, and edges of every piece. Looking good so far. Now that they're dyed, I leave them to dry before moving on to the next step, stitching. I'll be using 2 needles and a black waxed thread. I lock the thread in the needle so I can start stitching. Off camera, I stitch the hands, feet, sleeves, pant legs, buckles, and zipper on. But here is a sped up version of me stitching part of the zipper together. was then able to stitch the face on, and the back on, and then I stitched the legs on, and the arms on. Now it's time for the finish. I'll be using Picard's leather dressing since I think it brings out a nice shine and makes the leather water resistant. I put it on pretty thick because it has to dry and I'll be able to buff out any excess later. After leaving it to dry overnight, I can go back with a soft cloth and clean up any leftover finish. You can really see it start to take on that shine. I'll leave you all to admire the fine details. And here's it on my back. Thank you all so much for watching. This is my first time filming one of my projects, so if you like what you saw, consider subscribing for more. Or, if you'd like, check out my Instagram for my past projects.